Hey guys, how's it going today? Bojo here, and today I have a very special treat for a lot of you guys that watch the GM modes. So, as most of you know, we took a vote a while ago, and we have already started our custom created NHL 14 YouTubers GM mode, which is going along great. I'm enjoying it so far, as all the YouTubers are fairly enjoying it as well. But I find it kind of feel bad for you guys that wanted to have an Eastern Conference NHL team, and as a special treat, so, you guys, for those who like to enjoy the YouTubers GM mode, continue to watch it. But I'm also going to be doing another GM mode alongside of it, just doing a regular one like our Dallas Stars GM. But this time we are going to do an Eastern Conference NHL team. So, a lot of you guys, some of you guys said you didn't really enjoy watching the YouTubers one. That's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your opinion. So, in order to appeal to both parties at the same time, or all of my subscribers who enjoy any kind of video that I put out, we're going to do a regular GM mode, and today we're going to do a vote for the team that you guys want to see. So I know I promised you guys that I wanted to do Toronto for you, but I kind of waited way too long. There's just way too many Toronto NHL 14 GM modes out there. I looked on YouTube, and there was at least, I think, 5 or 6 of different YouTubers who were doing them. So I went on YouTube, looking up all the GM mode teams for the Eastern Conference, looking to see if there were any particular teams that do not have any videos on them, or uh, very little series that have been started on those teams. So today I picked out 6 teams for you guys to choose from, and whatever team obviously gets the most votes from you guys will be the next GM mode that we do. So like I said, I looked on YouTube and found these 6 teams on here. And the way the voting is going to work, it's going to work the exact same way that I did the voting for the next GM mode. I'm going to disable all comments, and I'm going to put my comments down into the comment section, and you guys will be able to thumbs up the choice or the team that you guys want to see next for the next GM mode. So I will run through each of the teams. So right now, there are 6 of them, all Eastern Conference, and the first team on our list would be the Boston Bruins. So Boston, a fairly good team, probably a team that I would probably make a playoff push for right away, just because even though they're kind of getting a little bit old, I don't know, they do have some young rookies in there. They got a good goalie in Tuukka Rask. Chara's probably getting old up there as well, so we might have to trade him soon. But they got some young defensemen, pretty decently average age forwards like Marchand and Bergeron and players like that. So Boston would be a good team. That would be a team that would be playoff ready right from year one. So maybe you have to just make a couple trades here and there to get the team a little bit better. But that would be a team which we would want to try for the playoffs, try for the cup out of year one. So the Stanley Cup champion runner-ups would be our first choice on this list. So our next choice would be the Detroit Red Wings. Now, a very sort of oldish team. I mean, there's a couple players on this team that are fairly old, but Detroit is kind of making the transition now, putting a lot more younger players on their team. Team Sweden, like I said, they have Danny Alfredsson, Pavel Datsuk's getting up there in age as well. Kronwall sort of getting up there as well, but they do have some young rookies like Tatar, Yurko, Anthony Mantha they drafted. The Griffins are probably one of the best AHL teams, I think, in the league. So right next to the Tampa Bay team. But yeah, Detroit maybe another team that could make a playoff push once again. They got a good goalie in Jimmy Howard and a fairly good defense. So offense would probably be one thing we need to work on. They need some young players in here, no doubt. But so that would be our second choice, is the Detroit Red Wings. Now, the next up on our list, not very fun for you Toronto fans, but it would be the Montreal Canadiens. Now, the very fast, very young Montreal Canadiens. No one has done a GM mode on these guys, surprisingly. But they are fairly young. Great goaltender in Carey Price. Like I said, the average age on this team is 28.4. Very young. They really don't have that many old players on this team. So this, once again, another team that could be ready for a playoffs year one, but if they don't, I could see them going into an even greater rebuild. But yeah, so Montreal would be the next team. The next team that I would want to do is, I flew right by them actually, would be the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, out of all the teams, this is the one team which I would kind of like to do the most. They kind of have an interesting setup. Like I said, their goalie's pretty good in Bobrovsky. They do have a fairly good young defense. I know they got Ryan Murray, they got Jack Johnson, Fairly good players. Offense, on the other hand, is a little bit sketchy. Columbus doesn't really have that one really good stud offenseman that they have. I know they have Marian Gaborik, they have Nathan Horton, guys like that, but Columbus would be the one team which I don't would need some help on offense most definitely. Defense, they are pretty good. They do have two, like I said, really good players in Ryan Murray and Jack Johnson. Goaltending, Sergei Bobrovsky, I guess would hold it down for right now. But like I said, out of all these teams, Columbus would be the one team which I would maybe want to do the most. So next up on our list, I'm not happy about this choice, but I threw them in there just for the hell of it. The freaking Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know what you guys would think by voting for this team. I don't know if you want to give a Philadelphia Flyers fan in charge of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'll probably trade Sidney Crosby for a 7th-round pick. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Pittsburgh's a good team. I'm not going to deny that. Ready for the playoffs right out of the gate. Maybe just make some minor changes on this team. Depth-wise, goaltender, I guess is fine. Fleury's pretty good. Defense is pretty good as well with Letang. I think they need one more stud defenseman. I know. I don't think Orpik and Paul Martin are right for the job. Letang's pretty good. They do need some more help on offense. I mean, Crosby, Neal, and Malkin really can't do it all. I know they have Bo Bennett, but I think they need a little bit more depth offensive wise. Like I said, those three guys can't really carry the team. So it'll be interesting working with the Penguins, no doubt. And the final team on this list, I'm going a little bit backwards here, would be the New York Rangers. So another sort of old-ish team, not really though. Sort of young, be a good team to work with. They got some guys on this team, very good potential. Lundqvist in net, no doubt. Defense is one of the best defensive teams I think in the league is the Rangers, and then on offense they got some great players there like Brassard, Callahan, Stepan, Hagelin, guys like that. So the Rangers would definitely be another good team to work with. So out of all these teams I've listed, pretty much all of them, maybe with the exception of Columbus, most of all these teams would probably be ready for a playoff run year one. So it's definitely interesting to see which team you guys would definitely want to choose here. So I'll go over the teams once again. We have the Boston Bruins, the Columbus Blue Jackets, trying to make sure I get them in order, the Detroit Red Wings, the Montreal Canadiens, the New York Rangers, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think that's it. Yeah, right. Boston, Detroit, Montreal, Columbus, Pittsburgh, and the Rangers. Yep, that is all the Eastern Conference teams that I would like you guys to choose from. Look into the comment section down below. Find the team that you guys would most likely want to see me do for the next just plain regular GM mode like our Dallas GM mode. Give that comment a thumbs up, and like I said, I'll revisit this video maybe in like a couple of days or two because you guys really do seem to cast your votes fairly quickly. I'll come back to this video in a week or so, not in a week or so, maybe in a couple days. Check the votes, see how they're doing. If there is one team that's winning by a landslide, I'll make the call right there and we'll get started with it as soon as possible. But yeah, that's it. Make sure you guys cast your vote for the next regular GM mode team, and if you haven't seen the YouTubers GM mode yet, I highly suggest you do. It's highly entertaining. Sure, you guys would love to watch that alongside of this regular GM mode. But that's it for me today. Cast your vote, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days when the new regular GM mode team is picked out. Thanks, guys. I'll see you then.